in the heart of a small African village. Nestled between rolling hills and sun-kissed savannas, lived a young man named Kelan. He was known for his gentle smile and quiet strength. But beneath those warm brown eyes lay a loneliness he carried like a shadow. Kelan had watched his friends fall in love, watched them write their names in the red earth, dance under the moon, and whisper promises by the river. But love had never chosen him. He tried, once or twice, to open his heart, but every connection slipped away like a dream at sunrise. So he told himself love was simply not meant for him. Kelan spent most mornings helping his mother in their little garden and afternoons tending to the village livestock. He found a certain peace in the steady rhythm of life: sunrise, work, sunset, sleep. Yet every single night, as he lay on his mat, listening to the crickets sing their lullaby, a question echoed in the quietest corners of his mind. Will anyone ever look at me with love? He wasn't searching for perfection, not at all. He just wanted someone who would choose him, someone whose soul spoke to his. He was a heart waiting for something it didn't even know how to find. One warm evening, as the village buzzed with excitement preparing for the annual harvest festival, Kelan volunteered to gather firewood from the nearby forest. The forest was his sanctuary, a peaceful place where the air was cool beneath the tall, sprawling acacia trees. As he bent down to pick up a fallen branch, he heard a soft voice behind him, a voice like gentle music. "Are you collecting wood for the festival?" He turned, and for the first time in his entire life, time truly stopped. There she stood, a girl he had never seen before, with eyes as deep and clear as a rain-fed river. Her skin seemed to glow in the soft, fading light, and her hair was braided neatly, decorated with tiny white cowrie shells that caught the last rays of the sun. "My name is Amira," she said, her smile gentle and instantly disarming. "Kelan," he replied, his voice barely a whisper, almost stolen by her presence. She was new to the village, he learned. She was staying with her aunt after finishing school and had come to the forest simply to breathe, to escape the happy noise of the festival preparations. But fate, in its mysterious way, had placed them in the same moment beneath the same sky, surrounded by the rich scent of earth and growing things. And in that moment, something shifted. It wasn't loud. It wasn't sudden. It was quiet and profound, like a seed waking deep underground, ready to begin its journey toward the sun. They walked back to the village together, and their footsteps on the dusty path felt strangely, perfectly connected. The next day, Amara sought him out again. She said she wanted to help decorate for the festival, but secretly she was hoping that Kelan might be there. He was. And when their eyes met across the bustling village square, he felt the warmth of a sunrise blooming inside his chest, chasing away the shadows. Soon their days found a new rhythm. Many evenings were spent talking beneath the massive baobab tree near the river, its ancient branches reaching out like protective arms. Amara loved to tell stories about her childhood, her dreams, and the world she'd seen beyond their small village. Kelan loved to listen, mesmerized by the gentle music of her voice. But what surprised him most was that when he spoke, she listened just as deeply. She listened to his quiet thoughts, his simple joys, and his unspoken fears. "No one ever listens to me like this," he confessed shyly one evening, the words feeling foreign and vulnerable on his tongue. Amora looked at him, her gaze so full of understanding it made his heart ache in a good way. "That's because no one has looked closely enough to see how beautiful your soul is," she whispered. And with those words, Kelan felt something break open inside him, a dam he didn't even know he was carrying. It was the sound of loneliness finally giving way to hope. The night of the harvest festival arrived, painting the village in a magical light. Lanterns glowed like captured stars hanging from every tree. The powerful beat of drums echoed through the fields, and laughter floated on the warm night air. Then Amara appeared, and for a moment Kelan could hardly breathe. She was wearing a flowing white dress that seemed to shimmer with every graceful step she took. She walked right up to him, a soft smile on her lips, and simply took his hand. Her touch was gentle, natural, like her hand had been meant to hold his all along. "Dance with me," she said, her voice a warm invitation. And so they danced. Barefoot on the cool earth, they spun slowly, their quiet laughter blending into the night's symphony. The world around them, with its music and lights and people, slowly faded away until it felt like they were the only two souls alive, existing in their own perfect universe. When the music softened to a gentle, swaying melody, she stepped closer. "Kelan," she whispered, looking up at him with a warmth that melted every last lonely piece of him. "I'm so glad I met you." He swallowed, his heart trembling in his chest with an emotion so powerful it was almost overwhelming. "I never thought love was meant for me," he said softly, the old familiar words now sounding like a distant memory. Amara reached up and touched his cheek. Her fingers were warm, reassuring, real. "That's because love was waiting for the right moment," she said, her voice full of certainty. "And the right person." And there, under the golden glow of the festival lanterns, with the drums echoing in the distance and fireflies dancing around them like tiny living sparks, Amara leaned forward and kissed him. It was a kiss that was gentle and sweet, like a promise whispered and sealed. It was a promise that love had not forgotten him. It had finally found him. From that night on, Kelan no longer walked through life alone. Amara became the laughter in his mornings, the warmth in his evenings, and the deep, profound peace in his nights. They often returned to the great Baobab tree, the sacred place where their hearts had first truly opened to one another. There, they carved their initials into its thick, ancient bark, K+A, a permanent testament to their love, forever under the vast and beautiful African sky. Side by side, they built a love so strong and true that it silenced every old doubt, every lonely shadow that had ever haunted Kelan's heart. Because sometimes love doesn't come when we are young and impatient. Sometimes it waits. It comes right on time, and when it finally does, it stays. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that celebrate the power of love.